Right. I can talk about anything I want on this here podcast. Something that will last for a long time, millennia. Right, politics. I call this working class intellectuals, working class scum intellectuals. The same reason that MC Ren, Dr. Dre, Nurse Ice Cube, it's quite funny as well, and Yellow Boy called themselves Negroes with anger management problems. I'm embracing the derogatory terms used for me. Intellectual. That is a derogatory term amongst the working class. And working class is a derogatory term amongst the intellectuals. And scum is a derogatory term for most people. There's not many people out there. There are some people who like scum. I remember I saw this TV program in Britain about people transforming from one job to another, and they had one unemployed glue-sniffing punk rock guy conduct a symphony orchestra at Royal Albert Hall. And this guy was walking around, he was about in his 30s as well, but he still had the big mohawk, and he had a big t-shirt with Dole Scum written on it. You gotta give, I remember that, I got a bit of remembrances here. When I went to Paris, I was like 19, and they had punk rock. This is a long time ago. I don't know if I should tell you. Yeah, I'm 50 now, so I was 19. It was like 86, and because I have a late birthday, it's about 11:30 at night. My birthday usually, but it was the summer of '86, and I was in the Fontaine des Innocents. And they had a few punk rock guys, but they were French. So one guy had spray painted his leather jacket pink. And he was just walking along with some poor bugger salaryman French accountant guy who was just walking nervously along. And this punk rock guy was just shouting at him, calling him a bourgeoisie scumbag. And, it was just... Christ. There's something about doing it in French as well, which is really incredibly funny. The poor guy, poor punk rocker having to hurt his vocal cords shouting at the poor accountant guy or bourgeoisie guy getting shouted at. Still, it was quite memorable. I remember all of that, all the punk rockers. Never was a punk rocker. I used to hang around with them. I just, I wanted to be me. I didn't want to look like everybody else. I wanted to look like... Who did I want to look like? Not Quentin Crisp. I don't know why he popped into my head right away. I guess I did want to wear scarves, and I wanted to look like that guy on the Toulouse-Lautrec poster with the big hat and the big scarf and, the good profile and the big coat. One of those sort of fantasy turn of the 19th to 20th century Montmartre denizen. That was always been my, high mark for looking cool. Wearing a red velvet suit. That's what all the poets used to wear back then. Red velvet suits. Yeah, and the big brimmed hat and the scarf. And, maybe kill yourself with a faulty pistol with absinthe, makes the heart grow fonder. I love all that stuff. Like Picasso's best friend, I don't know, I forget how to pronounce his name, Casagamis or something like that. Casajamas. Who he went to, he was a Spanish guy, he went to Paris with Picasso and he fell in love with some bint. And she rejected him, I think. And I think he got really drunk and he was going to shoot her, but he ended up... This is in a tavern as well. I don't think he did it in front of Picasso, although he might have. I think he went to shoot her and then he decided not to, killed himself. Or he may have shot her as well. I don't think he did. I think he just killed himself. It's the way it was back then. It's a lot more romantic sounding back then than if some guy, goes into Kmart and shoots his mobile home living life partner, because she's shagging the plumber. And it's basically the same thing. I think she was a woman of the evening as well, like a working girl. And he was 19 years old, probably never got laid before in his life. Good Catholic boy with a Madonna whore complex. And and I think it was 19, 21, 20. So young. What a waste. You could have had an Aero. You could have had a V8. You could have had, I don't know, they didn't have the internal combustion engine back then, did they? What other stories? Well, Alfred Jarry was around back then. Alfred Jarry, I don't know how to pronounce his name. The playwright. Great stories about him. He would used to live in a shed, which I think a lot of the great artists did. Actually, Beck, the charming young, even though I think he's 47 now, eternal man-child. I've heard he hates to be called that, but why not? He lived in the shed for a bit. I noticed that a lot of artists get shot. Like, I think Andy Warhol got shot. Robert Rauschenberg got shot, I think. Ray Davies got shot. John Lennon obviously got shot. Some other people got shot as well. And then maybe it's the Faustian bargain they have to make to get fame and fortune in their particular field. That's part of the contract, is they have a deranged gay woman shoot at them. That's what happened in Andy Warhol's case anyway. What's her name? Valerie Solanas or something, who was the author of and the progenitor of Scum. Hey, which is kind of kindred spirits, I guess. But that was an acronym which stood for Society for Cutting Up Men. I'm sure she didn't have any issues whatsoever from her childhood. I'm sure she grew up in a very stable environment and just happened to fall upon this deep desire to dismember the male gender with a large butcher knife, or, take pot shots at a pop artist. Where was I? Oh no, I forgot that piece of material. What was it? Oh man. I guess I could listen to this again. Doesn't matter. I've listened to a few. I listened to Bill Burr's podcast. Any other ones? That's what got me into doing this. I like Bill Burr's podcast. Some of it. I mean, he does shout a lot, and as do I at technology if it doesn't work. But I don't really imagine anybody else wants to hear me do that. But that's who he is. What can you do? I do like the other ones where they have discussions, and I plan on doing that. I'm just kind of getting the ball rolling with this. See where it's going to go. Best way to learn is to do. Children, I'm talking to you. Those of you born after the year 2000. Unbelievable. JC, I think he was born, they think he might have been born 4 years or something before. 4 BC. A lot of great artists died when they were 37. He's supposed to have died when he was 33. So that's like the Jesus age to die. A lot of artists. Caravaggio, Robert Burns, Byron, kind of Mozart maybe, because his dad lied about his age when he was born, or when he was young, to make him seem younger than more of a prodigy. Raphael, I think, was 37. There's a lot of them. I mean, one day I should list that. I mean, forget the 27 Club, it was the 37 Club back then. 37 was the time they popped their clogs. I'm trying to think of other people. Oh, we're going to end.